Welcome to Why Not Us podcast. Y'all already know, man. You know what it is. It is Friday. It's Freestyle Friday chats with Sheeka. You already know. It's your host Ken J. Yo, what's good, Sheeka?
What's good? Welcome, everyone. It's Friday. Hope the energy is doing well so far for everybody. Y'all walked into some good energy, but I'm good. How you feeling today mentally?
Man, I'm good. I'm in a great place mentally. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in a real great place mentally because I'm where I want to be, and yeah, where I want to be in. You know what I'm saying? I'm with who I want to be with. So, you know what I'm saying? The energy is good, the love, the appreciation, the energy in the house is good. So it's always good to wake up to that. How are you feeling mentally?
Hey, mentally, I'm doing great. I'm amazing. I feel really good. I'm excited because I'm going to a concert tonight, so I need to get that live music on. I'm excited because I got a meet and greet. I get to meet In Vogue. So I've been an In Vogue fan since a kid. And a little tidbit, my so the one of my life coaches is actually a part of In Vogue. Like she came in Vogue later on. Whether y'all remember the Jamie Foxx show, she played Nicole on there when Jamie got on Jingle 2000. So her name is Rona Bennett. So I call her Coach Rose. She was one of my life coaches. So I get to see her perform. But she's been a part of In Vogue for like 15 plus years. So that's one big thing I'm excited about. It's got me in good space that I get to be in some live music, and I've always wanted to see Salt and Pepper. Shoot is my song, so I'm ready to sing it live with them.
Shoot. So with Salt and Pepper, right?
hmm
So it's just the two people. It's not a third
Yeah,
person
it
anymore.
ain't gonna be spin. Nah,
Okay.
it's just
Oh,
gonna be Salt and Pepper. Yep.
so Spin was the one that was DJing.
Yep. DJ Spenderella. Yep. So she's not. They had like some stuff going on in the background, so it's just them. So it's gonna be them In Vogue, and then New Kids on the Block, who's really like the headliner of the tour. So it's
Oh,
gonna be them.
okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be tonight in Raleigh. So I'm going to that. So I'm excited. Just to get into some good music vibes.
So do you think they're gonna be like, we will rock you? Is it the
They
one you
might.
talking about?
They might listen. Don't get me quoted because I'm not like a big New Kids on the Block. I know. Thing I was just listening to one of their songs in the car.
With
I forgot
Neo?
the song I was listening to, but yeah, they got a lot of different songs, and then Mark Wahlberg, he's a part of that group, so he gonna be singing with them too. hmm
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He was always a part of that group.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, not Mark. Sorry, take that back. Donnie,
That's his brother.
brother, yeah, Donnie, take that
Got you. Say less. Say
back.
less. I'm
He
like,
on my mind because I'm
yo.
like, yeah, because most people know Mark Wahlberg, so it'd be like his brother. But yeah,
I
Donnie, yeah,
got you.
Donnie,
Got you. Got you. Got you.
so
So
I get to go to that. But yeah, I'm excited about that because like when I got into my life coaching program with her, it was during the pandemic, so we haven't had a chance to actually see each other. So I'm excited for that because we normally have a retreat. So she has her own coaching program. It's called Personal Power University, and so she does like a 90 day, like a 3 month like transformation. She's a transformation coach, and so she created her own university, and so I linked up with her, went through her program, and so like I'm like a graduate of Personal Power University. But we have a retreat every year. But every time they have it, I haven't been able to go. So I just excited to get to see her because her program it really changed my life. It changed my perspective. So to have someone that's humble, because you would think most time with certain celebrities, but she's the most humble person. And so I attribute a lot of my growth and transformation just from her program and just the things that she's continued to teach. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
man, that's what it is, man. Tell the
Yeah.
people what it is, though. Tell the people what we got going on today.
So the message for the collective, the first word, I got two words for us today. So the first word is peace, and the second word is reflection. So, and they actually go hand in hand together. So, before I dive into those words, I want to do the little astrology weather. I think it's important for me to mention this. So, even for people who are not into astrology, so what's in retrograde right now, which is important for everybody to know, is something called Chiron. So, Chiron is an asteroid that links up very close with the planets. Chiron is called your wounded healer. And what that means is when Chiron is in retrograde, it's gonna hit you. and it's going to hit certain signs a little bit more. But the biggest thing is that it's a time, it'll be in retrograde. It's been in retrograde on the 19th of this month, and it'll be in retrograde up until the end of December. But during this time, it's the time for you to dig in and see if you got some old wounds that need to be healed. This is a time for us to go inward and decide, like, if we got past traumas that keep causing repetitive things in our life, we need to go in and do the healing, because this is time that we're supposed to go inward. So I wanted to mention that. So if some people are like having people pop up, or having certain memories pop up, or just, certain things that it's just like, oh, where does this come from? It's going to hit you one or two ways. The first way is either going to remind you of your growth, like, woo, I didn't been through some stuff, but it's going to resurface to remind you that you need to keep pushing. You need to keep going. Where have I grown from who I was maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And then the other caveat to that is that it's going to challenge you. So you might have some things, again, like I said, that may come up that you should be addressing as part of your trauma. You might have some people come back into your life saying they love you, they miss you, they all this stuff. Be mindful of that. So it's either going to bring up some stuff as far as a resurface for you to deal with, or for to remind you of your growth. So I want people to understand that energy can be very strong, and it's going to be in the next, all the way to the end of the year. So just be mindful that if you need to do some shadow work, like go into your shadow and really, call yourself out on some things. So that's going to lead into the message of the two words that came up. So it's a perfect time for me to mention that. So just as a reminder, like, if you got some things that are coming up in your life, blame it on Chiron retrograde, because that sucker hit harder than Mercury retrograde if you ain't got your life together. So just be mindful of that. That's the astrology weather that I want to make sure I put out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That says a lot though. About that says a lot, because a lot of things, might, things that you might have thought that you suppressed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And different things could just be like, hey, why am I feeling like this? Why is this happening to me? So
Yep.
it actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It really makes sense though.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand how reflection and peace actually goes in with that.
Yeah, for sure. Because this is the time where, in terms of peace, it's like, are you at a space where you're able to recognize what outside influences are keeping me from peace? What are my distractions that's causing me to not be peaceful? Because then you got to go back to what peace means to you. So for me, peace is being at a calm space, able to be still. I'm
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. One thing that brings me peace is that when it's quiet in the house, I can turn on my music. Music is peace for me. I can just listen to what I want to listen to, and just be able to connect with a different vibration. And so that's the biggest thing, is that knowing what takes us away from that. So once you identify what, again, they got the word identify. Once you identify what peace means to you, then you can start answering the question of, what are things that are keeping me from peace? But what does peace look like for you, and what are
So
you working towards?
so peace look for me is just understanding, just being at ease, just at ease, you know what I'm saying? Your mind is at ease, your
Mm-hmm.
body's at ease, everything is aligned. And I like to sit by myself. I like to sit in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to just sit there and reflect. And I become very creative when I'm, what I'm saying, like in the darkness. Like I don't
Yeah.
have no TV on or anything. Of
Okay.
course, I got the fan on and stuff like that, and of course, I might be listening to music and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
solitude, solitude is very peaceful for me. Just, just quiet and just stillness, because at first I didn't have that. It was always me going, me rushing. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm more at understanding who I am as a person. It's okay to sit still, it's okay. But when peace is when your spirit ain't turning, and you know what I'm saying, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like you at ease, and you just happy within, not even
Yeah,
external forces, it's everything within.
for
So
sure.
when I think about peace, I think about just stillness, as you said, a calmness, and just a oneness when I think
Mm-hmm.
about peace.
I like that, being that one, because that's what we striving to be whole. To be able to merge our love self and our shadow self, to be whole, to be one, to be peace. And sometimes peace is just being able to just sit with your thoughts. Sometimes your thoughts might be all over the place, but in order to hear them and sort them out, we got to sit still and be at peace. And that whole saying, protect your peace, don't disturb my peace. You got to know what that looks like. So it's like, how do you know somebody's disturbing your peace? Are they, violating your boundaries? Are they not respecting your boundaries? Are they coming over every time they talk to you, they complaining about something, or they gossiping about something? Like, how is your peace being, interrupted? Because again, we try to figure out what's our outside influences. Sometimes it could be the job, it could be people at work that's just this disturbing our peace. So we got to be
Yeah.
able to know what it looks like, because that's how we aim. We should be aiming for a peaceful life. Peace should be in our day. How did I achieve peace? How am I operating out of the reflection of peace? Like my life shows peace. Like, oh yeah, you don't really see. If you see people and be like, dang, where you been? You quiet. I've been at peace, trying to contain my peace. You're not gonna be disturbing me. You might not see me out at certain things because I'm working on my peace.
Facts.
So but I like how your reflection, because that oneness is so important for us to be able to get to, and then moving towards, and then another thing about peace too, a lot of times from a spiritual perspective too, people have throw the peace on, and that that's a way to come in and greet, it's a way to leave, but then also just knowing what that means. It's like, are you operating from a peaceful mindset? Like when you leave in the room, is it peace? Do you bring peace to somebody's life? Because if you
Yeah.
don't, you're not operating out of the reflection of peace. Like people should not think chaos when they think of your name. They should know your
Yeah.
vibe, your aura should be peaceful too when you're walking into different situations. So that is a big thing too, of knowing like,
Yeah.
how can I stay in a peaceful state of mind? So
And that is so true. Like now I'm in a place like I don't like, what I'm saying, I don't like chaos like that. Like gossiping and stuff like that. I don't,
you're in
what I
alignment with it
mean,
no
that ain't what I'm on, what I'm
more.
saying. I really don't care for that type of energy. So I really do protect my energy. I'm like, yo, boom boom boom, this is how I'm feeling. I like when people ask me, or do you have the capacity to have a conversation with me?
Yes.
Are you okay mentally to take in what I have to say? Like I like when people ask me first before,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, they
That's
throw up on
a
me.
great boundary. Yeah,
So before
that's a
they
great
throw
boundary.
up on me. So it's like, what I'm saying, I used to be like, man, I wasn't able to, like, I felt like I had to be there for everybody. You
Hmm.
understand? So I felt like, when people come in with me with their issues and different things like that, I felt like I had to be there for everybody, but I don't have to be there for everybody. I don't want to
Nope.
be there for everybody. I have to
Nope.
protect myself. I have things going on with myself, and I'm trying to be more aware of, what I'm saying, the conversations that I have
Yes.
about my other half with other people.
Ooh, that's a
Um,
good one.
because that's not what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because nah,
Yeah.
I don't need advice about my other half from no one. Um, I don't
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? If I don't need advice, that's
Yeah.
who I'm gonna be with. That's who I'm with. So I don't need advice, and I'm not gonna be on no negative vibe or anything with anybody else and bringing
Mm.
anybody else down.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not in the capacity to handle that unless we are on a different level. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you're my soul sister, or you know what I'm saying, I could. That's different. That's a different
Yeah.
level.
That's a
But
different vibe.
but
Yeah.
if you hit me up randomly, just what I'm saying, telling me all your problems, don't hit me up randomly telling me all your problems. Ask me, KJ, are you in a space for to talk today? Don't
Hmm.
assume that I want to hear drama.
All the time, because they could be in that headspace.
Yeah,
No, that's like I said, that's a boundary, and for you to be, that's a level of growth. Like I said earlier,
yeah,
like as far as when
man.
you go back to your healing, you're gonna start reflecting like, "Ooh, when I was in that people pleasing stage in my wounded space, yeah, I used to allow everybody to come in. Let me try to hold space, try to help people, or be there people who weren't there for me. But like you said, now I choose what conversations I invite into my space. If I'm in a space of peace, there's nothing wrong with holding space for people, but putting that boundary up, like, listen, I promise I just had a whole conversation, and that's been a thing too. Like when I teach my clients, like, here are some ways to say no. Here are ways to show how to put a boundary up, and that is a big one. Do you have the mental space, or you been able to say, listen, I really want to hold space for you, but I'm not in the mental space to be able to, talk to you.
Yeah, I just
You just can't. You got to be
I
mindful what
can't.
you take in.
I really can't, and it's just like people don't understand it. People really don't understand how draining that is. Like I don't even think people really think about it. Like now I'm more of aware of me as a person. Like I don't want to drain people. You
Right.
understand? So I don't want to drain people, and people have been draining me all my damn life.
Hmm.
So now I'm in a space that I love myself so much that I can't afford people to drain me anymore.
That's right. Oh, listen
So
to
I have to
that.
stop. Now I'm good. I don't even care. Like I used to feel like I owed people. I don't owe people nothing. No people, nobody don't owe me nothing.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I
That's
feel
it.
like sometimes people take that and try to run with it. Like, man, she ain't no do nothing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really a beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just decide what part of me I'm allowing you to see, because
That's
you
right.
really don't know me like that. You
No,
think you
because
know me?
everybody don't get that access. I'm
Nah,
big on telling my
nah,
clients, telling people like
nah.
it's not giving people full time access. Like you supposed to have your guards on deck. They might have the the VIP card if you got them in there, or they might have a code, but they can't just walk in and just drain you like you said. You might have your soul sisters who might have like they know the code and everything. And come on in,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
me. But some people
sis.
don't
Yeah.
get that access to you. Like you said,
Nah.
relationships is a big one. That's a lot of times that's a good one too when it comes to peace. Like stop talking to certain people. And this ain't me saying it just because of my profession, but I feel like if you got some real true issues in your relationship, go get you either a coach or go to a couples therapist. That's what they're there for, to help you be a third party to your situation and help you reflect on what's going on so you can truly heal. Because them people on the outside, you got people who operate from a wounded space. They might be like, yeah, break up or don't do this. That's because they over there still working in their stuff. So you got to
Mm-hmm.
be mindful. Then you allow people to create their vision and version of your partner, even if y'all might be going through something. Then when things get good, it just be like, all they holding on to is the negative that you didn't told. So it's like
Yeah.
you got to be
So
mindful who you talk to, and if you really truly need even if it's basic communication skills, that's what coaches and therapists are there for. Like, go seek the professional help to get you where you need to go, so you ain't got to be reaching out to the wrong people who operating from their hurt space, trying to tell you, give you some advice when you don't need it.
yeah, cause you know what I'm saying, like advice to me, if I don't ask for it, don't give it to me.
Yeah.
Um, don't give me advice, because
Mm-hmm.
it could go from 0 to 100 with me. Um, and you got to tread very lightly with me. So my relationship, um, like you can't nobody,
That's how it's
mm-mm.
supposed to be.
Like nobody can't touch it.
Yeah.
So I'm very like that's to me, I like that's fragile to me. So you know what I mean, I operate differently with that, because
Oh,
that means a lot. So yeah, like I don't really, cause I don't do advice. I don't talk negative on married people and other people couples, and I don't do that, because at the end of the day, I can't speak on nobody. All I could do is just add. If I can't add love and light to you, then this ain't the conversation for you, because I'm not gonna have a. I'm not sitting here gossiping about stuff. That's not what I do. That's not in the energy I'm in anymore.
yeah.
That's not. That's
Look at
not.
that growth over there. Look,
Yeah, man.
that's a big thing. I've been there too, like, and to be in a space where you thinking you talking to somebody about something, and then it backfire in some
Yeah,
form. But that's growth though. That you don't
yeah.
have to depend on that.
But yeah, but it's also a sign of projection of how they really feeling about different things. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you basically, for real, they coming at you crazy because they really dealing with it, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't like that at all. Like my old lady always like she told me like, how you let too many people have access to you, like I did. Like I didn't even know what boundaries was, Sheeka. Like I was working in the space of pleasing everybody,
Oh
just
yeah.
making everybody happy. And it's like, bro, I wasn't even happy with myself.
Right.
But I was working overtime to make everybody happy. And I could just see sometimes when I have a conversation, and you know what I'm saying, with my old lady, like she like it's just it really don't have nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me and my experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's a very passionate person. So I might get, you know what I'm saying, might not be able to understand certain things, and I might just be like, oh, I don't know how to handle it, because of, you know what I'm saying, I just don't know how to handle it at times. And
Yeah.
it really don't even have nothing to do with her. So it's just like, yo, I'm just trying to understand that it don't have nothing to do with the person, it has everything to do with me and how I'm taking it in. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
learn how to understand that it's me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That
Hmm.
everything has everything to do with me, how I look at things, how I take things in. it's me. It has nothing to do with anybody. Once you start to hold yourself accountable and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that it's you and not them,
Yep.
that's when you really understand who you are as a person. When you start holding yourself accountable internally,
Yeah,
you know what I
that's the whole
mean?
definition for reflection right there. Holding yourself
Yeah,
accountable, owning up to your shit, owning my stuff,
yeah,
to be able to go in and go inward. I'm pointing the finger at myself. I'm okay with saying, nah,
yeah,
this is me. And when you give, and like what she just said, like you be so drained after. Like when you hold space for people, and it's like, the times that you won't put those boundaries up, saying, can you ask me first? And you just being there for everybody, and then you wonder why your energy was always in, probably in a low
man,
vibration because you were taking on
man.
everybody's stuff. But you're a projector, so you got to use your energy wisely.
Man, listen,
So
that's
that's
what
why
I'm
you
learning.
know
And
the
that's with
alignment.
everybody. That's with anybody. That's with the wife. That's with the sister. That's with the nephew. That's with anybody. Like, I gotta protect
Absolutely.
my energy at, you know what I'm saying, all costs. And the people that love me and stuff like that, they're gonna understand, like, yo, I got you.
Yeah,
So, but everybody ain't for you.
that's right.
They just really trying to get what they can from you,
Yeah.
and they're just here, they're seasonal. Like, I don't even really think, you know what I'm saying, people are just seasonal. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I was explaining the other day, like, bruh, like, listen, I'm a tree, I'm the root. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm
Okay.
a root. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm
Hmm.
growing and stuff like that. And people, the leaves and the branches break off and different things like that. So I'm really into trees. I'm
Hmm.
really understanding about trees, and I'm really like, I talk to trees.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go outside and talk to the tree like I normally do, but there's a tree outside of this apartment window. I talk to the tree.
Okay.
Like, because
That's
the
a whole
tree,
connection.
yeah, because the tree is so powerful. It just stays still, and it's just beautiful. Like, a tree is so powerful in a spiritual way. So
Hmm.
I look at a tree, how powerful it is. I want to be a tree
Yeah.
because that foundation, that root ain't going nowhere. The
Oh.
branches might fall off, the leaves might fall off, but the root is stable.
Yes, that's a whole connection that a lot of people don't understand. One thing I will say that even like when I was in my coaching program with my coach I spoke about earlier, one thing that we had an activity and she talked about how like the blades of grass, like even when the wind come, all they do is just lean back, but they still rise up. And so it's just like being able to know like sometimes we got to maneuver and find things. But one of our assignments was to go hug a tree. And she was like, I don't want you to care about who looking, whatever. And I started giving that assignment to my clients. But when I first did it, like me and my son did it together and we counted to 15, we holding on to the tree and, we just connected with it. And so I still do that. And it's just being able to ground yourself and realize because trees been around a very long time. And so to be able to
Yeah.
connect with nature, that is a different level of connection that shows you your elevation. It shows you, like you said, of just being able to know, like, nah, I got so much peace in my life that I don't have room for anybody that's not for me. And and that definitely stands for family because family will be the main ones that will drain you. And sometimes it's
Mm.
not intentional, but we got to be able to say, like, not today. I can't do this today. I would love to hear what you got to say, but maybe tomorrow, another time, I might not have the space for it. Because we got to make sure we're in a good space. And if we are genuinely here for people that we connect with on a soul level, then we got to protect our peace to be able to give them what they need too. Like you have to be able to shut down and recharge so that way you can continue to give through your podcast. Like you got to have your time where you in projector mode and you figuring some things out, or you might be over there planning and creating, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. So how can I lead, guide, and direct? And so sometimes you got to be like, well, I can't engage in that conversation today. Even when it comes to the timeline, like, you can tell they negative. Let me go and get them off my timeline. Like
Yeah.
how is your timeline is a reflection of peace. Sometimes we
Yeah.
just don't dive into that. I had a client tell something the other day. It was like a message. It was a positive message, and it was about this lady who like had worked, and then they built an apartment complex based off of this lady's name. So she said it had 50 views. That's it, and it was the sweetest video. Other news outlets, news stations, anything negative had thousands and thousands of views. And so it's like when you want peace, don't be clicking on all that chaos and stuff. Click on something that's gonna make you smile. If you got 5 minutes to get on your social media, how are you operating out a reflection of peace? I'm gonna look at something that's gonna make me smile, something's gonna make me laugh. And if somebody in your timeline always complaining and they negative, either unfollow them or unfriend them because that ain't serving you. Your timeline should be peaceful. You should
Yes.
not be on social media like people be like, oh, I gotta take a break from social media. Yeah, you should to be able to take away from what people are putting out, not because it's a negative space. But if your timeline is stressful, then you need to take care of that. Like it ain't that. I've had to unfriend a lot of people because they just was just it made me be like, ugh, what's going on with
Yeah.
them? Just all
Yeah.
the time. You
Mm-hmm.
can't put that in our spirit. Like we just can't operate like that.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? When I was on my petty ramp and my low vibrational ramp, a lot of people erased me off Facebook, and I understand why they erased me, because I was always doing stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So they chose their piece, you know what I'm saying? That it didn't, and it wasn't me.
yeah,
And so I'm okay with that.
that's right.
Um I'm okay with that. But they can't add me as a friend again because
Look, I stick to that rule too.
mm,
If you unfriend me, it ain't no comeback.
yeah,
It ain't
ain't no
no comeback.
comeback. Just, you know what I'm saying? But you can check out
You
my
made your
podcast
choice.
on Apple and
Hello, why
Google.
not us? Why not us
Uh-huh. Why not
podcast?
us?
Hashtag why not
Uh-huh.
us?
Why not us LLC? Let's go. Big energy. Let's yes,
Woo!
yes.
Listen, clink.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go. Cause why?
That's what
Why
it's
am I
about.
playing?
Why? Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Ain't nothing
Ain't
to it
nothing
but to
to it
do
but
it.
to do it.
Hey, you gotta like I appreciate these conversations on Friday, because it just opened up a different level of me just with my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned a lot from you, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just grateful. You know what I mean? Just to have the conversation.
For sure.
And like when you do the spiritual cards, like now, you know what I'm saying, like first, you know what I mean, you tell me what you're picking out. No one's like, nah, man, just let me know when we go live, man. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
That's
Like I
good.
really appreciate it. And
For
yeah.
sure.
And then
For
when I
sure.
think about reflection can be ugly.
Ooh. Yeah.
Reflection can
Not
be
always cute.
reflection can be ugly.
Yeah.
Like for real, like sometimes people don't understand. Sometimes we in a relationship with people and it's a mirror of ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yo, that's me, but you not understanding that's you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, why do you act like that? But you act the same way.
Mm.
But you don't even know that you act the same way, but you act the same way.
Yeah.
See, when you on a different level, you start looking at things differently. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about like the physical appearance and different things like that. Is about the wounds, like you talked about. It's about the
Yeah.
wounds. It's about the inner child, because the inner child still need to be healed. The inner
Oh yeah.
child needs to like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. You have to go back and talk to your inner child. Like, listen, this
Mm-hmm.
happened, but it's okay. You're
Yep.
okay. You're safe.
Yep.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, man, reflection is a mug. Like I had to really do a lot of reflecting and a lot of understanding. Like I had a lot of negative things that I ain't like about myself, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm still working on that because I was working out a place of ego.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Prideful, and
Mm-hmm.
I was very prideful.
Yeah.
So I just like I said, I could just always call myself out and not
Mm-hmm.
point the finger at everybody, because I used to point the finger.
Yeah.
Like everybody, no, it ain't me, it's them. Nah, it ain't me. No, it ain't. No, it ain't me, it's them. It's never me. It's
Right.
always them. I
Yeah.
ain't do nothing. They did it to me. Playing the
Always placing the
victim.
blame.
Lying.
Yes, placing the blame on other people, playing the victim. Like I was listening to my mentor. That was one thing she was saying this week was like, this is the time for us to be breaking generational curses. This is the time for us to
Mm-hmm.
stop playing the victim and get in your this is my little thing. I know my partner get tired of me, but that song, Diddy and Bryson Tiller, when Diddy be like, get in your bag, stay in your bag. I'm saying that all the time because sometimes we be getting tricked out of our bag. Like we need to be in a space of how we reflect, and reflecting is taking a thought process. So it could be ugly. You got to go in and, like you said earlier, point the finger at yourself, but being able to also reflect and and look in the mirror. Because sometimes we look in the mirror and what we see is not a cute picture because of what we created in our mind. So it's like, I might be seeing myself through the mirror, but how are you operate out of reflection of what you really need to be seeing on that other side? So when I say operate out of reflection of peace, that's a reflection of you. Our kids are a reflection of us. So when people always want to blame the kid, it's like, no, they're a reflection of their environment. So having a reflection of knowing what it is, it's the image in the mirror, but it also can be how we think. It's how we operate, it's how we move, how we operate out of the reflection of self-love. I love me so much that you gonna know it because I'm always operating out of the reflection of self-love. I love me because you see that I'm working on myself. If you are on a healing journey, a spiritual journey, a journey to become a better you, a journey to self, then you are operating and learning how to operate out of reflection of self-love. We should always be operating out of the reflection of what we want to exhibit. If we want joy in our life and happiness, then how are you operating out of of those reflections? If you operate out of
Yes.
chaos and confusion and drama and being toxic and all of that, then you keep that away from me. We
Yes,
don't want
I don't. I do not want to be a part of toxic. I don't want none of that. If it's not love and light, if it's not big energy, if it's not uh good vibes, I don't want none of it.
Yep.
Like
That's right.
I'm almost about to be 40 years old. I do not want to be around people that gossip all the time
Mm-mm.
and talk about people all the time and get mad at people all the time and saying this person mad at them. People really ain't even thinking about you.
and not
Like
and not
like like let's be real. Like I get on Facebook. I really don't even look at my timeline like that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I be
yeah.
just focused on what I'm putting out and everything like that. How can I, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, add instead
Yeah.
of, you know what I mean, draining and stuff. So I really don't. And then on my timeline, I see people doing great. Now I'm gonna share everything
Yeah.
naturally. If I see somebody doing something amazing, I'm
Yeah.
sharing your accomplishments. I'm clapping
Mm-hmm.
for you because
Mm-hmm.
naturally that's who I am.
Yep, that's a good example of reflection of peace. How you do that is being able to
Yes,
make sure you congratulating and showing love and
yes,
all of those things. That's a perfect example of
naturally,
how you can use social media. Because like
naturally.
you ain't gotta have social media into a space where you gotta follow people that ain't hitting on nothing. Like unfollow them,
Yes,
like unfriend them. But
yes,
giving people the love, like how am I operating out a reflection of love, is that I'm showing people love. I'm sincerely
yes.
and being genuine when I'm, because there are people that'll say congratulations because it's easy. Sometimes it's pre-filled, you just click.
Yep.
Don't just be clicking because it's there. Like, are you truly saying congratulations? Like, are you operating out of the reflection of
And
peace
you,
by
and you,
putting that out there? Don't be
and
fake.
sometimes our minds, like that's how I have to think. Like, do I really want? Like, I'm being real. Do I really
Yes.
want to say this? And I really don't want to say it. So I keep going. You feel what I'm
Yes.
saying? I keep
That's
going.
peace. Cause you being honest with
Yes,
yourself. Like
yeah. Like
you
I just
could
keep going. Like I'm
when we
like
fake, we disturb our
yeah.
own peace. It's like you don't really care about that
Like,
person.
do I really? I don't really. You feel what I'm
Okay.
saying? But I'm being real because I feel like if I'm typing, yo, it's fake. So I'm not gonna type it. But everything that I do now is intentional. When I share
Exactly.
posts, is
Mm-hmm.
intentional. When I see people being great and I'm commenting, it's intentional. If I do
Mm-hmm.
not want to comment on your post, I won't comment on your post.
That's
You
right.
feel what I'm saying? But if
Yeah.
people are doing wonderful in life,
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah. And I think that's too, like, I know, like, when you were trying to remind people, because a lot of times too, when people are not operating out of peace and reflection, they might be feeling stuck. So, like, how can I become unstuck? But something social, like, that's why they got the like and the love and all those responses. But I remember you were big on reminding people, like, listen, low vibrational is the light. And some people weren't on the level to understand what that truly meant. The ones who got it, they got it. And then you got
Girl.
the ones in the background who just didn't care, and some of them
Yeah.
were just being petty.
And I was
That's not
erasing
peace.
people. But look, I was actually erasing people because I'm saying, like, if you on love and light, you know what I'm saying? I'm on a different vibration. I
Yeah,
understand people are not on that, but people gotta understand when this is just my mindset.
that's how you
Love.
feel.
If I gotta like something, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I was so
I
glad
want
when they created that love button. Like I was
Yeah,
ecstatic.
love and care and laugh. Like
Yeah.
love, care, and laugh. That's the vibration that I'm on. So
Mhm.
likes,
Mhm.
I really don't understand the vibration. But I did erase people because I felt like people were being petty. Like just like I'm
Mm.
like, yo, I don't like when people like my posts. And they were actually liking my posts. So they was operating in low vibrations because they wasn't respecting my boundaries, even though it might seem small to them.
But it was
It
your boundary
wasn't.
that you put up,
Yes.
and it
So,
was your
but now
respect.
I don't even
Mhm.
care. Sometimes I'll be like, man, I see that like again, but I don't erase them.
But I'm gonna move on. Yeah. So
I
that
just go ahead.
and that's an example of how I operate out of the reflection of peace.
Whew.
I'm gonna just not even let that disturb my peace.
Yeah,
It's
but it
always gonna be
was.
somebody that's challenging us, somebody being petty, somebody operating out of their unhealed space. So we just let them be who they be, and hopefully, they'll listen to things that we got to say that'll change their whole vibration. So that's how I look at
Yeah.
it. Like sometimes social media is there, it's gonna give you what you need. So like you say, when I get on, I'm on a vibe of intention. I'm intentional about promoting my brand. I'm intentional about promoting positivity and things like that. And I'm not on some negative stuff. Because again, that was your old self. That was your wounded self. Like you were still trying to figure things out, as we are. So, and like I said, a lot of times you got some people, we got, moments where we just kind of, get out of our spot. But then we got to find something to bring us right back. That's why I said this Chiron energy, you're going to learn how to not stay in negative energy too long. Like if you say, "Woo, I used to get real mad about stuff like that, but now it don't even bother me. I don't even care." Like that's you being able to talk about your growth. So when you do something, so the homework for this week is, going back to that question earlier, what outside influences are disturbing your peace? Identify what they are so you can start eliminating and removing them. How are you operating out of the reflection of the life that you truly want to live? So if you're saying you want happiness, joy, bliss, peace, how am I operating out of the reflection of the words that I say that I am? Because your I am should be just as strong, just of I am. But what you put behind it is what's going to be even more powerful. So if you're saying I am peace, then how you operate out of the reflection of peace. Don't be saying you are these words and you're not, because you are in a learning space. If you truly want to heal, then you start identifying those areas of growth so you can get to where you need to go.
Uh,
So take that into consideration when you're trying to figure out, how do I figure out what reflection and peace mean to me? I need y'all to start with that.
Hey, you know what? That's real. And I had this older lady. Um, I used to go to actually I used to go to their house or whatever, her and her partner's house.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to tell me all the time, Kendra, look in the mirror. Like that's what she just used to say, but I really wasn't understanding it. Kendra, look in the mirror, the reflection of you. Just look in the mirror. And what do you see? Because that's a reflection of you. Like she used to tell me that all the time. Like a couple
Mm-hmm.
months ago, I had to call her and like, yo, I looked in the mirror. I looked in the mirror. I love myself now. You know what I'm saying? Thank you
Yeah.
for, because she used to say that to me all the time and I wasn't understanding it. But now I'm at the level where I understand it. And I had to call her and say, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. You know what I'm saying? I said, listen, I looked in the mirror and I was like, yo, I need to lose weight. Yo, I need to do this. Yo, what's going on? Like I really started looking at myself because I was
Mm-hmm.
looking in the mirror, but I was scared of myself.
Oh, that's deep. Like that's, look, mirror work is a whole vibe. Like y'all
Yeah.
gotta get on y'all mirror work to be able to look in the mirror. And if it makes you uncomfortable, then that's your identification that you need to do some work there. What is your issue? Is it how you see yourself? Because a lot of times we may feel like, I wish I could see myself the way a certain person does, but how do you see yourself in your own? So standing in front of that mirror doing some mirror work. I encourage people to get in the mirror with no clothes on and not
Yeah,
think
that's
negative. Can you stand in the mirror and not criticize yourself? Can you stand in the mirror and be like, dang, I need to lose weight? Can you look in the mirror and go through what you love about yourself? That's a true mirror work assignment. That's a reflection of where you need to do your work, how you need to identify, like, all right, if I'm really stuck on, I just like a part of my body, then is that more of a self-esteem issue? Or do I need to beef up on my body and get my body where I need to be? I need to be eating healthy. Like, get in the mirror and really see how you critique yourself. And if you spend more time on negative stuff, then that tells you in operating a low vibrational space.
mm-hmm.
I need you to do the work so you can love yourself. Because even if you're trying to grow into outside appearance or even an inward appearance, you gotta love who you are right now. So you need to be able to look in the mirror and love who you are, and then work on those areas. So when you get back in the mirror, when you get to where you are, you be like, man, I done came a long way. Like,
Yes.
record yourself and
Mm-hmm.
talk to yourself. Like, people, you don't have to be crazy to talk to yourself, because sometimes
No.
people have to reflect from an outward way. They're more verbal. So if you don't have anybody you can talk to, I talk to myself a lot, because I'm like, you know what, I can think, I can get it out, get it off my chest. Sometimes it helps if I'm talking and I'm being able to write. Reflection, it means going deeper. It means communicating and talking and looking in the mirror and doing that mirror work. So some of y'all might be like, oh, get in the mirror, no club. Yes, do it.
Yes, you
Do it.
gotta do it. Cause I talk to myself in the shower. Like I have whole conversations with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I always pretend that I'm on interviews.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Why Not Us podcast. What's going on? Positive vibes, positive energy. What's going on with today? Is your host Ken J. Like I'm actually in the shower doing this,
Yeah,
talking to
that's a whole
myself. Like,
manifestation vibe.
yes, like I talk to myself, like, you know what I mean? Like my old lady, like she'll be on the phone with me and she'll be like, it's normal because that's what I do.
Yes, I
Like
love
I
that.
really have conversations with myself in the shower, and I be talking. I like, yo, I love you, Kendra.
That's a
Kendra, I
shower
love
meditation. Come
you.
through.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love you, Kendra. Like I be patting myself on, like, yo, I'm so proud of you. Like I'm so proud of you. I clap in the shower for myself. Like I brace myself. Like I'm good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so proud of you. Like
Yeah,
people don't
that
understand
shower
how
thing.
powerful that is. Like
That shower, but look, you doing it in the shower. Also, if people know that from a spiritual perspective, you really get deep with it. Like you speaking into the water, like water is energy. So when you in that shower doing that manifestation, claiming loving on yourself, like that's the best time to do it is when you near some water. Like if you, unless you like, I always encourage people to do like spiritual baths or spiritual showers. Like really go into a whole connection with yourself to be able to do that. Yeah, I like that too. That's all right. Catch the playback, but yeah, being able to say I'm the only one who truly listens to. Because sometimes, again, like we are able to sit and think and be like, okay, because sometimes we don't hear ourselves because we got so much stuff going on up here.
yeah,
So be able to just sit in peace. That's a form of sitting still and reflecting. So
yeah,
those words couldn't have fell together in any perfect time. So how are you operating? And again, I'm big on, like I said earlier, shower meditation. So anybody that don't do them, play some music or get in there by yourself, play an instrumental, like create a whole energy vibe in your look. My bathroom is my space. It's like, Mom, you still in that? Yes. It's where I think my bathroom is my peace sometimes. Like I have my
yeah.
notebook in there when I'm listening to stuff. So you gotta find, that's another thing too. Where in your home? Does your home bring you peace? If you got a lot going on in your house, your peace might be your bathroom, it might be your closet, it might be something. I need you to find what area in my house brings me peace. And if it's not, if it's something as simple as changing your curtains or changing your, bedspread or whatever, I need y'all to find a space in your house that gives you peace so you can just chill and relax. I like that. In the shower, I say element of water, hear my call, purify and cleanse my mind, body, and soul. Yes, and water energy is life, it's renewing life. So y'all don't understand. We have the power, even though I ain't got no water bottle with me, but even the water we drink, you speak your life and intention over that water. That's all you need. This water is to heal my body. This water is to cleanse my body. This water is to help me eliminate any toxins in my body. Speak life over your water that you drink. Speak life over the water that you're stepping
I
in
am a
because it
powerful
can change.
entity.
Yes, and we're gonna drink on that. Like water is the most powerful element of energy, man. So y'all don't sleep on those things. And like I said, if you do a spiritual bath, have some candles. I always say people say your hocus pocus stuff, but that stuff is like if you connect with different things, speak life into something. Yes, same as you do your food. Like I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I sometimes do Reiki over things over my food to provide a different level of energy, especially if somebody else cooking it. It's like these restaurants and stuff. I'm doing some Reiki over my food right quick. I Reiki my car before I travel somewhere. So it's about just being at peace and knowing that you covered by different things. But y'all, whoever ain't doing it, get that mirror work done. Stand in the mirror, speak life into yourself. If you got a mirror, because most time y'all putting something, I say y'all because I don't wear makeup, but y'all that wear makeup and your lashes and your lip, when you doing that, speak some life at the same time, because people, I don't have time, but you got time to put on that, put on your face.
Yeah.
So get in that
People,
mirror and do some affirmations and stop playing. I don't care if you put it on while you're doing your makeup and your lashes. Stop making excuses. Mirror work is where it's at. That's how you're going to reflect on a deeper level.
and stop lying to yourself. You feel what I'm
Hello.
saying? Stop lying to yourself. Really, really and truly be honest with yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Be honest with
Mhm.
yourself. Like you gotta be honest with yourself.
Yes.
You got to, like, yo, you gotta really be honest with yourself. Like I
Yeah.
had to be honest with myself, Sheeka.
I
Like
feel
I
you.
really had to be honest with myself. Like, bruh, like what am I doing with my life?
Mm.
What am I doing? Why am I just procrastinating? Why
Yeah.
am I operating in fear?
Yes.
Why am I so afraid? Why I don't believe in myself? Why I don't trust myself? Why do I need validation from everybody else?
All them good. Those all those are reflection questions, y'all. Y'all better have y'all notebook. Go back and
Yeah,
back to replay. There's
like
those
for
are some good reflection
real.
questions because that's how you go inward. And procrastination, one thing I will remind people, like if people really truly suffer from procrastination, procrastination can also be a big trauma response. So a lot of times people think, man, they procrastinate, they always late, or they take forever to do stuff. You're not necessarily procrastinating because of the event. You're procrastinating because of the emotion attached to it. So what if something is being in a space where it's causing you fear, it's causing you whatever. If it's causing you a negative reaction, then you're going to be in procrastination energy, and that could be something that has you froze. And people be
Yeah.
like, just push through it, just do it. That might make me freeze even more because it's
Yeah.
not the event, it ain't the paper I gotta write, or it ain't the event I got to attend to. It's the emotion that I gotta work through, so that way I don't have to still sit in that energy to procrastinate and not want to do. Because the fear is a powerful thing, so it can
Man.
have you like that.
Yeah, because I was just procrastinating with myself, just procrastinating. See, I could talk about myself. I was
Yeah.
just procrastinating, sitting in one spot, playing the game all day, just procrastinating. But while I was on the game, I was actually opening up my creative senses, like doing different things on GTA 5 and being creative, because that's where it all started at. My
Mm-hmm.
creative senses and stuff like that, being able to come together with my cousin. She create a car, take the car from the computer and put it in a game and give it to people. Like
Okay.
that's creative in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people look at gaming like you gaming. Nah, it's all about mine. Like because GTA 5 is a virtual world.
Yeah.
Like you manifesting in a game. People don't understand gaming and stuff is manifestations. So in the game, I wasn't on no shooting and killing. I was on some
It
togetherness.
was
Let's have
creating.
a
Yeah.
party. Let's have a car show. Like that's what I was on. Let's vibe together. Big
Mm-hmm.
energy. That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
screaming on the game the whole time. Big energy. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I like
So
that you use that example because some people do escape. Like gaming is actually an addiction for some people, but when you're
it
using it for the
was.
good,
It
like you
was.
said a bit, or not using it as an escape or a way to avoid. That's why I'm mindful of like I don't knock people as far as kids being introduced to games, but just watch how much time they spend on it because sometimes they can be so absorbed in that gaming world that they forget what reality is. So
Yeah.
introducing people into games that are not just in a negative headspace, but it's creating something that's going to be a different level of energy. So that helps your creativity. Like you got to find ways to do that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
sometimes I'm pretty sure it brought you peace to be able to say like I'm creating or I'm giving to somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
So find things like that. That's going to be a different vibration for yourself. So I
Uh,
think that's another thing too, people just understanding like identifying, going back to your peace is activities that bring you peace. So if it's finding a game, y'all don't play board games no more, but get some board games and like create some things, like find things that's going to make y'all operate out of a space of peace, so that way when that toxic stuff will come, you just like, whoop, that ain't peace. And it
yeah.
helps you reflect, because some of us again too have to process that people pleasing energy to decide like, are you really saying yes to things you should be saying no to? Like that's something that if you're a generator or a manifesting generator from a human design standpoint, like we're supposed to be listening to our sacral. But anyway, I feel like that should be for all humans. Like stop saying yes to things that you really don't want to attend or go to or do, because if you operate out of that people pleasing energy, then you're gonna be stagnant, and that Chiron retrograde that we in is gonna hit your ass even harder because you not being true and authentic to yourself. So making sure y'all going in and identifying what these wounds are, so you can operate out of the reflection of positive things instead of that negative stuff.
I totally agree. So y'all already know. Do y'all want to come up here and join us right now and ask questions? Y'all are welcome to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll send the invite. Y'all could join me and Sheeka up here for 15 minutes. Or y'all could just stay right here and ask questions. So it's up to y'all. This platform is for everybody to, you know what I'm saying, be able to be their most authentic selves and just vibe with us. If y'all got questions, you can ask the questions. You will not be judged. You will not be laughed at. You are welcome to be your most authentic self, and no question is a stupid question. So you can ask
That's
anything
right.
that you want to ask.
That's right. So if you in the chat, you got something that you want to contribute, or if you got a question, like I said, our topic today has been reflection and peace, and I gave you some information about Chiron retrograde and what that means from an astrology standpoint. So again, you ain't got to be in it for it to affect you, but I encourage everybody to start identifying some of those wounds, like, so you can either grow from them, reflect on them, or be able to heal from them. But if I got any questions about anything, or just tell us, how do you operate out of reflection and peace, or how do you struggle in those areas, and you might need some tips on how to do that, because again, like, I'm big on journals. I always give reflection prompts, reflection journal prompts, because we should always be at a state of reflecting where we are. So if you need some reflection questions, Kendra just spit off about 3 or 4 of them, when she was talking. So reflection questions are good to incorporate in your journal, learning how to operate through those things. So if anybody want to hop on or
Yeah,
got any questions, we give time before we end our segment for the day.
for sure, for sure. For sure. But why they not, what I'm saying, whenever they decide to ask the questions. But I also want to tell people to understand the people that they have in their life. Just really understand the people that they have in their life. Like, what does these people do for you? Are these people beneficial? Are these people really your friends? Or are these people just drainers, or they just attached to you? Like, are
Yeah.
they connected to you? Like, you know what I mean? So this is my cousin right here. She said, my question is, I've been through a hell of a lot, but never sought help or healing. But I know my strength. Do you think I still need some type of healing?
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. We always need, I promise you, even like I got elders that are mentors and they still on a different level of healing. Their healing might look a lot easier because they had a different state, but we are always on a level of healing. And because you've been through a lot and
She's
you
been through a
at the
lot.
space where you're recognizing your strengths, then that's the power to show you that, yeah, I got a next level of healing. So if you've identified, if you feel like I worked through those things and I found my strength, I found my voice from that, then like I was saying earlier about the Chiron retrograde, this is the time for us to identify what our growth is. So you either going to use your healing to help somebody else heal, or you're going to identify like, how deeper can I go? Because you can say, like, let's say you've been through a particular thing in your life, this retrograde gonna bring it back up. Like you might have been through something really deep and you're like, oh, I thought I healed from that. Not if you still got an emotion attached to it. That means you might be 2% attached to that. You need to get rid of that 2%. But identifying, why does this still bother me? There are people that are going to get easily triggered, easily frustrated. But yes, knowing your strength is going to help you get to a certain level of healing. So yes, I agree with that. And if you got something deeper that you want to put out, either here or even personal, like, let me know. Shout out a Reiki healer, but chicken out. Well, look, we ain't operating out of fear, but if that's something that you were backing out from, then you identify what made me back up. Was it the experience? Was it the lack of knowledge? Because I'll share that when it comes to Reiki, you do want to be mindful of where you're getting your Reiki from. You want to be mindful of the energy that you're carrying when you go in there. So if you chicken out, what was that about? Was it about fear? Was it about the space? Like, what was that about? Let's see. Michelle says, I have something going on within my stomach and I feel it's just energy of something I didn't let go, but how do I move it? So if well, for one, you already located where it's at. So if it's in the stomach area, that tells me that's either your sacral or your solar plexus, which that's your creativity, your love center. A lot of the wound area is in the sacral. Solar plexus is the emotional center too. So if you're feeling it there, then that means you got something going on that they need some healing in those particular spaces. And if it's energy or something that you haven't let go, you got to know what it is to be able to move it. So if you know what that energy is about, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about reflection. Reflect on, what is this energy? Why am I still holding on to it? So you can know how to move it, because you can't move it until you know what it is. So let's say, for example, it's something that it's something simple, something as a conversation that you just been meaning to have with somebody, and you just been trying to figure out, because a lot of us, we don't like confrontation. We don't want to talk about stuff. But if it's something that you need to talk about, oh, it's going to set in your stomach because you out of alignment with not utilizing that throat chakra to say what you need to say. And it could be either to them, it could be a release in your journal. But if you know it's sitting in your stomach area, stomach and chest, if you have a lot of tension in those two areas, chest is your heart chakra. You holding on something, you grieving on something, and then, like I said, from your sacral solar plexus, your stomach area, that could, and then also too, is that impacting you from a medical standpoint? Are you having like bowel issues? Are you having certain issues when it comes to food? Because that tells me the energy that you're holding on is going deeper into your body, outside, and then outside of your mental too. So yeah. So you said lack of knowledge. I've been doing some reading. So yeah, with Reiki, and I'll give my little Reiki testimony in a minute. And then Adrian, you got to know your worth more than what people value. I love that. What value is? Yeah, I got look. One of my shirt now says can't see it all, but it says know your worth and then add tax. I need y'all to add tax to it. Like we supposed to know who we are. But yeah, if you like when it comes to Reiki, so what I tell people. So when I first got introduced to Reiki, I didn't know what it was. So I took a foundation class. I got it off of Udemy for like $15,
Mm-hmm.
and that gave me the knowledge. And even though it came with a certification, I wasn't doing it for that. I wanted to know what it was, the history, what it is. And so after I done like the online version and just kind of read through and was introduced to it, then I found me somebody that was a Reiki teacher and took Reiki level 1. And so Reiki level 1 gave me the information that I had already learned, but it also taught me, excuse me, how to operate out of reflection of self-love and to learn deeper about the chakras. Like for me, I'm going to already tell you, it ain't till January, but I'm getting back into teaching Reiki because I feel like everybody should know Reiki 1. So I'm big on the online, but you got to find somebody that can get on that Reiki table, get in their presence so you can really connect with their energy. But I went through my whole process. Like Reiki is life. Like Reiki is a part of my life. I do Reiki every day. I use it. So you need to know what that is, and so that way you don't be afraid. Because some people have depicted Reiki as some demonic stuff or doing something crazy. I had a client said it was something. I don't watch the show P Valley, but it's an episode on there. She was mentioning that people thought that was Reiki, and it was like, no, 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 that ain't what that is. But so I get your knowledge, learn what it is. If you need to find somebody that can give you a better understanding, like I always explain what it is before I even operate and agree to an appointment with a person. So making sure you know what that is. Yeah, learning chakra techniques, meditation. Yeah, meditation is something that it takes a practice. So if you're already on the right track utilizing your chakras, go through them. Like how I teach Reiki, mine's gonna be like an 8-week class because we're gonna take each week and go through each chakra. Not just knowing what it is and what is balanced, but how do I work with it? Going into doing your shadow work through each chakra is important. I love that, Adrian. I healed emotionally by knowing I was worth more than what a person or people value me. Yeah, because if we don't know who we are, then when people come give their opinions of us, we either gonna agree with them or we gonna fall into that negative energy that they putting off, and then you start thinking like, well, dang, I must not mean nothing if somebody else don't see me that way. Go back and do the work. Go back and do the work. So yeah, so having the classes and wanting to be hands-on, that's a deeper connection. Like I said, I'm big for online learning, especially like with the pandemic. You had a lot of virtual stuff, but my experience with Reiki did not happen until I was able to experience a actual, face-to-face Reiki session. And I do distance Reiki sessions as well. They're just as powerful because energy, transform it. It has no space. So, but if you're able to get a real experience, that's why I'm big on connect with Reiki. It ain't just learning, about how to share energy, but it's how you use it for yourself. How can I put my hand on my crown chakra and hold it there, for 3-4 minutes a day and really get healing from it? This is where I get all my information from. Me placing my hand on my heart chakra, doing heart breaths. Like we should be breathing from our heart sometimes. So being able to, and this is you can tell if you like, I love me.
I
I
love
release the
me.
grief that I may be still holding in my heart. I release anything that's not a reflection of love to not come in my space. So being able to go into your chakras and being able to say things like that, you are able to get on a different frequency when people come around you, and then you're operating out of peace more than you are out of chaos and confusion. So
So, I sent y'all some invites. I don't know if y'all want to join, but I did send the people that was asking questions. I did send y'all some invites. If y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, basically come up here and just talk, because typing and talking is two different things. So if y'all wanted to vibe with us for, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, y'all are allowed to do that. So I did send some invites out.
yeah,
But
and
yeah,
I
for
know
sure.
everybody don't like to come on and talk, but I do
For sure, for
appreciate
sure.
the interaction in the chat. So and back to you, Michelle. Like you saying when you done it on yourself, that's how it was for me too. When I started really connected with my Reiki energy, it was a whole experience because it's a different vibe that you going deeper, outside of a chakra meditation, but still in some actual some energy. Like we all have the capacity to create energy. You can rub your hands and create energy and bring that about. But when you get attuned to Reiki energy, that's a different level of energy that you can be able to help people heal from a different level. But the biggest focus is how do I help myself heal? So that's what
Yes.
Reiki level 1 is about. And like I said, I'm definitely getting back into teaching that because I feel like everybody should learn Reiki 1 so you can be able to sit and do a Reiki session on yourself, but then also understand the power that I might need to be helping myself calm down for the day. I can put my hands here. This is always a common one I teach my son, like taking some breaths and connecting, taking some breaths and being able to relax the tension in your face. So self-healing, that's what it's about. How am I operating out of the reflection of love? I love me because I take the time to sit my ass down and be in peace, throughout the day. So self-healing, that's good. That's good. That's where we should all be. So even with that question answered earlier, do I need that level of healing? Yes. And sometimes you might think that we've done all the reflecting and done the self-healing, but then you start knowing your growth when you start working on things and you can reflect back like, oh, peace. Oh, you ain't got to talk to me about that. I do that every day. I'm able to knock it out the park when it comes. I don't deal with that. But if you say, oh man, I've been getting really angry lately. I've been getting really frustrated, or people really been triggering me, or when I bring up certain memories, I go back to that situation or that emotion. That tells me you need to go and do a deeper reflection and go back and do some work. So we are all at different levels of healing. Like my level of healing, where I am in my spiritual growth now, my level of healing includes like me continuing to go and make sure that I've gotten rid of things that were holding me back. Sometimes people might, get come into your life and you be like, ooh, go back and do the work. So we always at a certain level of healing and then identify. Because again, everybody, if you got a therapist and you work through the heavy stuff, then you move into coaching, like to make sure that you are growing. Like my program is going to be called Have Faith in Your Growth. So it's going to be about, we're going to talk about like the first month, we're talking about anxiety and fear. Because I need to make sure that you got it, you know what it is, but then are you able to come in and give yourself some coping skills to be able to say like, oh, I'm good. I'm able to maintain. Because if we operate out of spirit, then we ain't got no reason to be in fear. I shouldn't be praying for protection because I'm already protected. My
Mm,
spiritual team on deck, my ancestors, oh, they
mm,
got me. That's where I go when I'm feeling a little, oh, okay, let me go pray and talk this out. Prayer and meditation is two different things. So if you know who you are, then we don't need those crystals and we don't need those different tools. And I'm not saying I'm not knocking them because we need them at times, but when you get to a different level of your growth, those spiritual tools, you ain't gonna need them because you are already protected. You already know who you
mm.
are. I know who I am and whose I am because I am in the best space of my life to say I'm looking forward, trying to grow. And if it ain't bringing me peace, then
Yeah.
I'm putting up the peace sign to it.
Facts. And we got, when we say, yo, um, like take the people that's not meant for us, in our life, because I say that or whatever. And then when you see people dropping out of your life, that's what you asked for.
Yep.
They not meant for
Don't
you,
question
whatever. So
it.
so you gotta understand, like, whatever, though, everybody that's not meant for me, I don't want them in my life, period.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold on to things that's gonna hold me back. So you just got to be okay with letting everybody go that's not good for you at all. It might hurt,
Sure.
but the latter will be much greater because it'll be more peaceful because
Sure.
you're walking in your alignment.
Hmm.
So that's how I
Hmm.
feel, man.
I
Anybody
love
got any
that.
more questions? I see y'all, like, what I'm saying? I love the vibes. I love the energy. We do this every Friday. You know what I'm saying? We do this every Friday, and this is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? We do this every Friday. Like, I want y'all to look forward to coming to up here every Friday with us and vibing with us, understanding like, yo, I could really vibe with them. Yo, I could really get peace from them. Like, yo, I'm learning from them. Like, yo, they not trying to harm me. We come in
Hmm.
love and light. Like, y'all amazing beings. So that's where we
Here to,
coming from.
yep. We're here to teach. We're here to get. We're here to guide. And I see a message, Michelle, taking. Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out the date, but I know the top of August I'm gonna open up registration, have people sign up. So you got your $33 on deck, and I'm getting the platform together and everything. So next week when I come on, I should be able to tell y'all an actual date. Because like I said, I already tell them like on Sundays is when we're gonna actually have an actual Zoom, and they'll be recorded for the people who in the program. So if you happen to can't make it during that time, you'll be able to catch the playback as well. But I want people to participate. So if you're able to do what you need to do, as far as connecting with yourself and doing the work, then I look forward to working with anybody that's on catch that vibe. And then you get to check in with us, like she said on Friday. This is, like I said, we talk about whatever spirit lays on our heart. It's a conversation for us to just be free and be peaceful and operate with no restraints and into authentic selves to be able to, share and mesh with the collective. So I hope you guys found peace in reflection in what we talked about. Don't forget your homework, reflect,
Yes.
identify areas of peace and pay attention to that Chiron and how it's going to affect you from now to the end of the year. Identify your wounds and get to healing, y'all. Okay.
Most definitely, most definitely. Everybody, I hope y'all have an amazing Friday. Remember that y'all are worthy. Remember everything that you need is inside of you. Remember that whatever it is that's holding you back, yo, it's okay. Just understand who you are as a person and just continue to work on you and pour into you. And I love all y'all. And yeah, we'll see y'all next Friday. Once again, it's Why Not Us podcast, and we out.
Peace.